Okay, so a lot of you might already know that during the early days of Dead by Daylight, Decisive Strike was not designed as an anti-tunnel perk. Instead, it could be activated upon the killer picking you up for the first time. This also meant that DS had no timer and would not get deactivated when performing a conspicuous action. Of course, this was pretty unfair, and so the developers began brainstorming ideas on how to make Decisive Strike a more balanced perk. One of these ideas was showcased on a developer livestream that took place on the 3rd of May 2018, titled Indecisive Strike. And I'll just let the rest of this clip play out, try to see if you can notice anything different.
Well, first of all, can we hit it? I want to hit it here.
Well,
we're going to show it again, it's a giant skill check. This
can
is
you not hit it?
There we go.
That's the question I'm asking.
No, it's not the giant skill check. This type of skill check was just used in different developer builds in order to test out certain mechanics, and it was never intended to be publicly released. Fun fact, you can even see the giant skill check in the actual Spotlight trailer for the Halloween chapter. Anyways, coming back to the developer livestream, what actually happened when Dwight hit the DS skill check was that he became broken. Yes, it's a bit hard to see because of the old DBD UI, but essentially the developers explained that they were intending to make it so that Decisive Strike would make you permanently broken for the remaining part of the match after being used, similar to invocation weaving spiders. Now, this seems like an interesting concept, but I think that making DS an anti-tunnel perk was definitely the better option. Funnily enough, this livestream was also where the animation for Dead Hard was showcased for the first time, since before that the perk did not have any kind of visual indicator that it was being used, and a lot of killer players thought that their hit was being denied because of lag and stuff like that, which is why Dead Hard was even given an animation in the first place. Alright, moving on to the next part of the video. As you know, some killers in Dead by Daylight share the same default tear radius and chase music. Back in the early days of the game, this used to be the case for all killers in DBD. However, slowly more and more characters started being released with unique chase themes, and some older killers began receiving their own chase music too. But have you ever seen a killer that has the wrong chase music? Well, in this video posted by user WinterSponge, Bubba has the chase music for the Spirit. Take a listen. Now, the Spirit did receive her own chase music about a month before the upload date of this clip, since prior to that she only had the default one, so maybe this has something to do with it, although I'm not quite sure honestly. Let me know down in the comments if you have ever had something like this happen in one of your matches. Okay, the next useless fact on our list is a hilarious glitch from the 2022 Haunted by Daylight Halloween event. Basically, around a year and 9 months ago, there was this bug that would cause you to perform a fake vote, with you essentially voting but just in a different direction. This of course involved the player turning around, clicking a flashlight and voting at the same time, which would result in this abomination. The glitch could be used in a multitude of ways, the main one being just goofing around and confusing the killer. But it also had practical advantages in chase, with it allowing you to make certain mind games that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. Now, the bug was eventually fixed, however this type of fake vote movement has occurred at other stages of the game's history too. For instance, in this clip that was taken during DBD's 5th anniversary, there is a really weird unvotable window that has spawned on the 2nd floor of the treatment theater map. Even the perk Light was activated, but the player was still unable to go through. And as funny as it sounds, this glitch returned on the new Forgotten Ruins map, as showcased by Odzdarva in one of his latest videos. This window vote can even spawn without the barricades, and sometimes it's still bugged and it doesn't let you go through for whatever reason. Speaking of the Forgotten Ruins, there is yet another glitch regarding one of the possible edge map palette spawns. It seems like the developers have literally forgotten to add another object next to the palette, and so you can just walk right around it as if it's not even there. To be fair, the palette is still pretty weak by itself, so it's not like this makes that big of a difference. I personally have not encountered this bug yet, but apparently a lot of other people have, so hopefully they fix it relatively soon. Moving on to the next topic, this might come as a surprise to you, but originally the developers were planning for Dead by Daylight to only have one single playable map in the whole game. The reason for this being that the developers thought that the procedural generation of the map would make it seem like there were a million different variations of it, making each match look like it's taking place on a different map. And Dave Richard, DBD's creative director, actually talked about this in a speech from a game developer conference that took place in 2018. Check it out.
So our idea was really, players are going to have a million of different maps. It's going to be amazing. But we found out really quickly that the players testing our game would really have a feeling that there's just one map. The chaos that we put into the random generator was not appreciated to its fullest. Like they couldn't really explain where they were or what the difference was between all the maps or all the permutation.
And there is even video evidence of this very original single map. As you can see, this is the trapper walking around and chasing a survivor in the wretched shop, which is currently a landmark from the Autohaven Wreckers realm. The Blood Lodge cabin can also be found on this map. Meanwhile, everything surrounding those buildings are assets that are typically associated with the Macmillan estate, including the maze tiles, the rocks, the trees, and even the lighting itself. So the developers decided to solve this problem of the map feeling identical in every match by just separating the main buildings into different maps and making so-called themes around their concept.
So we went back to the drawing board and found some rules to use to fix this problem. So first off, we would build about 5 maps within each theme. So we created that concept of theme. So you have here Macmillan Estate, Cold Wind Farm, Autohaven Wreckers, the first themes that we created. They have very different mood and lighting, so they're recognizable.
Well, I guess that was it. These were 5 useless facts from DBD's history. Thank you guys so much for 8,000 subscribers, it means the world to me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to let me know by leaving a like down below, and also I would be glad if you would consider subscribing as well. Anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!